Today, I'm going to be giving a quick breakdown on the 2024 presidential election and the current state as of right now. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And so we actually see here that Donald Trump is the betting odds favorite to win the presidential election, which is usually never the case. Usually the Democrat nominee would be the betting odds favorite to win the general election. And Donald Trump and Biden are literally a week away from a presidential debate, which is definitely going to influence some voters. And as we can see here, my latest forecast has been updated. Essentially, what I do now is I look at the nonpartisan voting pattern of every single state. So it only looks at what the state votes at to the basically relative to the nation, essentially, instead of looking at the previous results. So you would get all the 2012 results, tie the popular vote, and you get all of the leaning of every single state as of right now. And we track the change from 2012 all the way to 2020, and then we project what that's going to be for 2024. We could see Arizona votes 3 points to the right of the nation. Here it's voting around 4 points to the right of the nation in 2020. And then the basically the aggregate gets applied to this. We get some margins here. The polling data gets adjusted. We also have the polling error essentially from my previous model because I did basically run this back to 2020, and so that gets accounted for. We have an elasticity score which kind of sees how prone a state is to moving by an extreme amount, and then we get our final results when we factor in the demographic margins, and this is essentially what we have over here. And so for the safe Republican states, we have Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska's 3rd congressional district with the 1st district and the at-large vote. We have Kansas, Oklahoma. We also have Alaska. Texas is going to be added in this column. So is Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia. Ohio is going to be added in this column. South Carolina, Florida will also be added in this column, as well as Maine's 2nd congressional district, which gets Trump to 219 electoral college votes. We see the states of Iowa, Ohio, Florida, and Texas be in this column for the first time for the former president. He's won Iowa and Ohio twice very easily, and Texas and Florida have been somewhat easy victories for him. Not necessarily Florida, but he's won Texas very easily both times, and so now he's going to be winning these in the plus 15 column. Texas and Florida at around 17 points, and Iowa and Ohio at around 18 points. They're essentially all voting together in this scenario as of right now. For the safe Democrat states, we have California, we have Vermont, Massachusetts, Maryland, and DC, which literally just gets Biden to 81 electoral votes. He wins California by 16, Vermont by about 28, Massachusetts by 23, Maryland by 21, and DC by about 75 points as of right now. Now, for the likely Republican states, you're going to notice all the states that were competitive in 2020 are going to be in this column. North Carolina is around an 11-point victory. Wisconsin at around 8 points for Trump. And we can actually see here the exact forecast is around 7.7 points. And what's quite interesting is that if we look at the RCP aggregate, we'll actually see that Biden actually finished off in Wisconsin, by winning it by around 6.7 percentage points. And Donald Trump right now actually leads the state by around 0.1% in the two-way race. In the five-way race, he leads by 0.7. The final result here was 0.7, and we see that Biden was leading by 6.7. That's a 6-point polling error. So if you were to apply that to the current polling, Trump would be winning Wisconsin by 6.7 percentage points. And what's also pretty funny is that that is only a point off from what my current forecast is as of right now. And so just that goes to show that historical polling errors are lining up with all of my results. We even see in Michigan, for example, which is a 6-point victory for the former president. We can go to Michigan's polling aggregate. We'll see as of right now in the five-way race, it's actually exactly a tie. And if we go to 2020, Biden was leading here, by around 4.2%. Biden ended up winning by 2.8. So the polling error here was not as bad. So that would be a lean state there. However, we do have demographic shifts that are pushing the state of Michigan to the right. African American voters are trending, to Donald Trump in the state. The Israel-Hamas conflict is definitely affecting how the state's going to vote, as well as Biden's approval rating being factored in into my model as well, which takes away from Biden nationwide, by the way. And so Pennsylvania is also going to be in this column. Pennsylvania is going to be just around a 7 point victory. You know, Georgia's going to be at around almost 11 points for Donald Trump. We see Arizona at around 9 and Nevada at around 10 points for the former president as of right now. For the likely Democrat states, we have Washington at around 9 points and Oregon at 7 points respectively. We also have Hawaii at around 11 points for Biden. We have the state of Illinois at just around, we can actually look this up right here, but we have the state of Illinois at just 6.5 points for Biden. That's a lot closer. New York is around a 9 point victory. Connecticut, Delaware, and Rhode Island are going to be around the 8 to 10 point range, giving Biden just 166 electoral college votes as of right now. We also see Maine's first is going to be in that likely column. And for the lean Republican states, we have Nebraska second at around 2 or 3 points for Donald Trump. And we have New Mexico at just above a point for the former president. He's barely picking off these states by just under 2 or 3 percentage points as of right now. The state of New Mexico is a border state. And, every single state in this election is a border state with the administration that we've had. But because of the fact that New Mexico is literally at the border and is around Texas, which is shifting to the right massively due to Hispanics and the fact that, the border issue is just terrible for Biden, the state is flipping in my latest forecast as of right now. And Nebraska second is a liberal trending district, but Donald Trump is just winning the popular vote by so much. He's winning it by 6 points in this forecast, so it would make sense for him to be winning Nebraska second as of right now. For the lean Democrat states, we'd have Colorado, we'd have New Jersey, Colorado at around 4 points, 4.5. Same thing with New Jersey and New Hampshire at around 1 point for Biden as of right now, which is very fascinating because this state is a very liberal trending state, similar to Colorado. However, right now, I actually think the third party candidates hurt Trump more in the state of New Hampshire, more so than Biden. And so that's reflected in the polling data. And I think that that is going to reflect in my forecast. Right now, Biden wins it by exactly 1.1 percentage points as of right now in my latest forecast. And for the tilt Democrat state on the map, we have Maine at large, which is going to be a very close state. Again, this is another liberal trending state as of right now. I do think it does fairly vote for Biden in this electoral college scenario. And so we're going to be putting it till Democrat here. I also think the third party candidates hurt Trump here more than even Biden per se. I think in states like Georgia, North Carolina, I think it actually helps Trump, but I think in the Northeast, it is actually going to hurt Trump more because a lot of those kind of libertarian, double hater, voters are the type of voters to vote third party in these states. And so that I do think is going to hurt Trump here. And so that kind of stops him from winning Maine at large and New Hampshire. And for the final two states on the map, we have Minnesota and Virginia, which Donald Trump's actually taken the polling average lead in both of these states as of right now, according to Decision Desk HQ. So that is something very interesting to look at. And I'm definitely going to be looking forward to seeing how the states vote in 2024. They could very easily go Democrat, and we could have Donald Trump winning 318 electoral college votes to Biden's 220. But as of right now, my latest forecast does indicate that these would be tilt Republican states, and Donald Trump would be winning the Electoral College 341 electoral votes to Biden's 197 Electoral College votes. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want more content just like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.